was eager to come and join us for lunch and attend this report on the Environmental and Climate Change Protection Committee is because we want for him to be a link between FICAC and directly with Dubai, and also to be able to inform the Foreign Ministry in Mexico about the program on the Congress that will be held by FICAC in the year 2012. So I know it's going to be just a few more minutes. I have his cell phone. The kind assistant of our honored colleague Baig is trying to reach him to tell him also that he shouldn't waste the time on the 5th floor but come to the 8th floor. So he's perhaps lost in the building as well. Honorable Cusano, my co-chairman, also was expected to arrive at around lunch because we were together until 3 in the morning finalizing some touches to the presentation, which we had intended to deliver together so that we could interact and I would not be taking too much the microphone for the benefit of your ears. And so if I may just take the floor while we wait a few more minutes, with your indulgence, I'd like to mention that the decision adopted in Izmir to have the 10th triennial World Congress of FICAC in Mexico has very wonderfully received, both by the Foreign Ministry, by the governor of the state of Jalisco, and by the mayors of the metropolitan area of Guadalajara. We have already launched a plan to get resources from the various mayors of the metropolitan area. If I may say that when we organized our Consular Forum of the Americas in Guadalajara in 2005, the mayor granted us a $150,000 fund for some of the organizational matters. Notwithstanding that, we still were in the red for a few $1,000s, which, just as my friend Eifert expressed, had to come from the pockets of the person responsible for handling the funds. So, as opposed to what I've heard yesterday, it is not a necessarily money-making event. However, with the creativity of Honorable Yu and with the option of generating significant attention to the event, both for membership, both for the topic, which is as relevant as we will be delighted to express when the presentation comes in a few minutes, can generate resources for the Treasury of FICAC down the road and have probably our finances balanced with more funds to continue working with this vigorous program and agenda that the current executive committee, led by friend Arnold, is taking care of. So I am very much looking forward to work with you, my friend and new friend from Singapore, and hopefully the other groups and member associations can also team back with us in forming part of this newly created Environmental and Climate Protection Committee, because just to anticipate some of the conclusions before we go to the roots of the problem, I'd like to suggest that our aim as a committee is not to become a committee that repeats and voices the same amount of information on arousing conscience on the problems of environmental matters and how much are we in decay on this subject. But what we want is to take hands-on work on specific projects that can be meaningful in different regions. Let's not forget that precisely one of our greatest advantages through FICAC is to become a valuable network to take hands-on action in projects in addition to spreading out the word on meaningful abstract things. But we want to have a very concrete committee. And the invitation is that because the co-chairman of this committee is Honorable Cusano, who has a very great link with Prince Albert, who himself has a foundation with important resources to support environmental projects, we use his political links and governmental relations together with the network of FICAC, so that instead of just going out and talking and making presentations on the subject, which are normally raised by Greenpeace and so many NGOs, that the world is filled with preachers. We need more bricklayers, not too many architects. We have enough designing. We need more concrete action. So the committee is ready to invite all of you and all those who became members since we were in Izmir, which in addition to Monaco and Mexico are Bangladesh, Philippines, Hong Kong, Sudan, Jordan, and Norway. We hope that the committee is composed of many more members, not because we are going to be holding hands at meetings of endless after discussions, but because we want each of those member associations to identify projects that are environmentally challenging, so that following presentations subject to the various elements that are required to receive funding, we are meaningful in our work. For example, yesterday we had this very worrying presentation about the future of Haiti, and we jumped on trying to do something about it. And I would think that an ambulance or sending some medicine will really do the job. We need to think in more generations down the road. We need to know what needs to be done now in terms of reforestation, protection of the water vis-a-vis so many challenges on pollution. And so we need to utilize a vision that has to do more with the long-term problems than with the immediate solutions, because those are being taken care of by governments and Red Crosses and so many other organizations. Not that we couldn't do anything at all, but I think that, at least from the perspective of this committee, we would like to invite Rosendo Alvarez, and I already spoke with him yesterday, with my co-chairman, that we would expect from him to put together a presentation following the guidelines that Count Cusano will provide us, and we will gladly distribute to everyone, so that each of you, when going back to your respective venues, identify something that could be important for the country in terms of protecting nature, protecting wildlife, and protecting the future generations, not only ours. So with those guidelines, which Honorable Cusano will provide to all of us, the next meeting will be held at the end of May or early June, in conjunction or before or after the meeting that my chair, which I am going to certainly follow his guidance and leadership, I could echo when he organizes this wonderful event in Europe. So we will have this meeting in Monaco with the Prince Albert Foundation to present as many projects as we can get our hands on. And we really want to stop speaking and start acting on that subject. So if we present well-drafted, scientifically crafted, and sufficiently persuasive projects, we will go to the source of funds